Hey basketball players, today I am going to talk to you about how you can shoot a basketball better today, literally without any practice. Okay, so the first most important tip that I'm going to give you today is going to be your breathing techniques. So when you're shooting the basketball, I want you to really focus on how you're breathing today. And then do the same thing tomorrow, and then the same thing for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Every single time you shoot a basketball, pay attention to how you're breathing. Obviously, you want to be aiming at the rim. That's a no-brainer. But when you're shooting, this is what I want you to do. So you want to get that ball, you either spin it to yourself, somebody passes it to you, whatever. And then what I want you to do, when you're going down for your shot and then going up to here, to your set point, I want you to be breathing in. I want you to take the biggest deep breath that you possibly can. And then, when you're shooting the ball, so after you get to that set point, and now when you're releasing that ball, when you're basically flicking that ball, when you're actually shooting that ball, I want you to be breathing out. So if my breath gets picked up in this mic, it's going to seem like this. And obviously now I am going to be over exaggerating my breaths, but I'm going to go breathe in and then breathe out. And I want you to do that for the next 2 to 3 weeks every single time you shoot a basketball. This is going to help you shoot the basketball further. It's also going to help you concentrate and shoot the basketball better with the form that you shoot with, because everyone's form is a bit different. So just one more time before I go on to the next tip. What you want to do is catch that ball, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe out, and shoot that ball. Those are some simple breathing techniques that you can use to be able to shoot the basketball further, more straighter, more accurate, and more consistent. Next is when you're shooting the basketball, and let's say your shot is short. That means that it's hitting the front of that rim. What you need to do is now jump higher. There's a very simple saying, I should say, that if your shot is short, you need to use more legs. If your shot is too long, which means it hits off the backboard or hits off the back of the rim, that is when you need to release the ball higher. And this is something that you can do literally in game. If you find that you're shooting in game and you've hit 2 short shots in a row, that means that you need to now jump higher to be able to shoot that basketball further. Meanwhile, on the flip side, if you find that it's going over the rim, you're shooting from the corner, it's shooting over the rim, or you're shooting from in front and it's hitting off the back of the rim, or it's hitting off the backboard, or even flying over top of the backboard, what you need to do now is to release that ball higher. So instead of releasing the ball forward, you want to release the ball higher. That's going to allow you to be able to now not shoot the basketball too far. And also, let's not forget that with more arc, it's basically making the rim look bigger to the basketball itself. And now another tip that could take some time to get used to, but this is a very simple tactic that you can incorporate when you're shooting the basketball. And that is getting your shoulder in line with your elbow. This is a very important technique. It's the same idea as when you're throwing darts. It's the same idea when you're doing anything when you're throwing. If you are throwing a football, you want to release that ball with that elbow pointing to where you want to throw it. Now, when you're shooting the basketball, it's the same exact thing. From your shoulder to your elbow is your aim. That is how straight it's going to be. Is it going to deviate right or left? It all comes down to your shoulder and your elbow. Now, whether you're shooting on an angle like this, or you're shooting straight up like Klay Thompson and players like that who have a squared up body to the rim, you want to have your shoulder and your elbow in line. This part of your arm is your aim. Wherever that's pointing, the ball is going to go there. If your elbow is out and you're shooting like, let's say, Alonzo Ball, when he used to shoot like this across his body, how many times did you see highlights of that ball going out towards the left side? That's because his elbow is out. Even though this may be straight, this now is controlling where that ball is going to go. So now, even though this is straight, this part is going to tell the ball to go out towards the left. And then if it's too far in, same thing, it's going to tell the ball to go out towards the right. These are some very simple techniques that you can incorporate into your shot to be able to have a higher percentage shooting from anywhere on the court. Now, I really do hope that these techniques and these strategies help you become a better shooter in basketball. If they do, hit that like button, subscribe, and if you feel like it, comment down below. I'll see you guys again next time.